When it comes to clothing construction, every item of clothing has distinctive features that help us identify it. For example, a standard denim jacket typically has patch pockets, flat felt seams, and top stitching in a contrast color. Something that I always wondered when I was starting off my qipao cheongsam making journey was, what are all of the different design options that even exist? For a cheap haul, the three defining characteristics are number one, the stand collar, number two, the front opening, and number three, frog fastenings. Those combination of elements put together typically remind us of this traditional Chinese garment. You can also change up the sleeve shape and silhouette, and while those are really important design elements that can transform your cheap haul, in today's video we will be focusing on the first three. In the dynasty era, the taller that the collar was, the higher the status of the individual. However, it also constrained movement, and over time the collar became shorter and more functional to meet the demands of modern day-to-day living. The most common collar type that we typically see on a cheap haul is the rounded mandarin collar. However, to make your garment even more unique, here are some other collar options, including flower petal, square, and the phoenix collar. You can also opt out of having a collar completely. Changing up the collar can really change up your garment's aesthetic, as some collars are more traditional than others. A common feature seen in traditional Chinese clothing is the front opening. In Han nationality clothing, the opening is usually located on the right side of the body. The two most common options for front openings that I typically see is the single round opening and the double round opening. Both of these openings typically blend in right below the armhole, although you can definitely have the style line fall all the way to the waistline or even lower at the hemline. And from there, you can really change up the opening however you want because no matter how you change it, the construction of it remains relatively the same. Examples of front openings include square-shaped, qipao, and flower petal. Similar to the collar, you can choose to not have an opening at all. An honorable mention to further transform your qipao is decorative edgings. There are a variety of different edgings that you can use, including bias binding, double bias binding, piping, lace, a combination of those elements, embroidery, and rouille applique. Finally, my favorite category, decorative fastenings or panko. There are two main categories, soft panko and hard flower panko. The primary difference between the two being that hard flower panko has wiring on the inside to create the detailed and intricate flower shapes. Someone asked a really good question on my panko video about the wash and care for them, and I truthfully do not know. If someone else does, please let me know. In the meantime, I will try to continue looking for that answer. Yiziko is the most common type of decorative fastening, and it can either have the iconic button knot or a bead. I really hope that this video helped give you some inspiration for designing your own qipao. I referenced a couple of books that I will link down in the description below. If you found this video interesting, you should definitely check out some of my other videos as well. But thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.